Esther with the Spokane County United Way, and I am here with Ryan Rodin of the American Red Cross. Ryan, would you share a little with us about the Red Cross?
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Amanda. So I am the Executive Director of the Greater Inland Northwest Chapter of the American Red Cross, and that covers 15 counties. We cover 10 counties in kind of northeastern, eastern Washington, and then the 5 counties in northern Idaho. But at the Red Cross, we have 5 total programs across the country. But the 2 here in Spokane that we focus on the most are disaster relief and service to the armed forces. So disaster relief, it's made up of 2 components. There's preparedness and then there's response. Preparedness, we have what's called Be Red Cross Ready presentations that we provide to virtually any groups from high school, college students to businesses. And that focuses on preparedness for different natural disasters. We also have hands-only CPR training that we do. It's not an official certification, but it gives folks the hard skills to provide hands-only CPR and potentially save a life. And we also, in preparedness, have our pillowcase program, and that is provided to 3rd to 5th graders, and that focuses on preparedness for home fires and for earthquakes. And it also provides them some emotional resilience training when they're facing a stressful environment. And then also in disaster relief, we have our disaster response component. And in disaster response, that's obviously when we respond to these big, large natural disasters like the hurricanes, the fires, floods, things like that. Here in our chapter, in our region, we have a lot of forest fires that we deal with. We're responding to Hurricane Laura right now. So we can send volunteers here all over the country to help with that response. And then also one thing we do that a lot of folks don't know about is we respond to almost every home fire that happens. So the fire department calls us when someone's house catches on fire, and then we go meet with the family and we'll talk with them about what their needs are, and we have different resources that we can provide, like financial assistance temporarily, housing, hygiene items, food, clothing, things like that. One of the services that we provide that a lot of people don't know about is called our Service to the Armed Forces program. And in that program, we do a lot of support and programs for active duty, retired veterans, and military families. And so there's so much we do, I can't list it all. But as soon as someone joins the military, we do different presentations for that military member and their family about how to manage deployment and manage different stressors. We also at Fairchild Air Force Base, we provide volunteers at the medical treatment facility to help provide services at the clinic there. For veterans, we have a care cart that we push around at the VA Medical Center 3 times a week. We're at the vet cemetery at least once a week doing some groundskeeping and making sure that looks nice. We're also at the vet's home at least a few times a month, serving lunch and then providing different craft programs for veterans there. So we have a lot of great resources for veterans that we provide. We're also at Stand Downs, and those are events for homeless veterans where they come into a community and they have anywhere from 50 to a couple hundred resource providers. And so we're there providing hygiene items and other care kits for homeless veterans, connecting them with other resources. So a big program that focuses on the health and well-being of our active duty military and veterans.
Great, Ryan. Well, how have things changed during COVID-19?
Yeah, great question. There's a lot has changed. We have always prioritized the health and safety of our volunteers. We have a very large volunteer task force, and so we prioritize their safety. So a lot of our programs we're just not able to provide right now, unfortunately. The ones that we can provide, we are doing virtually. So the home fire response, instead of going to the home and meeting with folks in person, we'll call them up as soon as the fire happens and have that discussion with them. Also with our big natural disaster response, we are putting people up in hotel sheltering when we would normally do what we call congregate sheltering. So trying to keep distance that way. And then everything else we do blood drives as well. We're following the CDC guidelines. So everybody's in masks, we're social distancing, wiping things down afterwards, all that good stuff.
Great, Ryan. Well, you've got so much going on. What can the community do to help you right now?
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. So volunteers is a big need right now. Again, with the fires in California and in the middle of hurricane season, it's at least 2 months before the end of both fire and hurricane season. And we've been fighting, responding to a fire here in Okanogan County for the last couple weeks or so. So big need for volunteers right now. Also financial support is always beneficial. It costs a fair amount to respond to these fires, and when we send a volunteer to respond to a disaster, we cover the cost of that whole response for the volunteer. And that's especially in disaster season, that gets pretty expensive. So yeah, volunteers and financial support, and then just getting word out about the Red Cross. If you're interested in joining our team or being a board member, always looking for folks to help us advocate for the great work that we do in the community.
Awesome. Ryan, last question for you. Can you tell us a little bit about the United Way partnership with the American Red Cross?
Absolutely. So the United Way is a phenomenal partner of us at the Red Cross. We do so much together. They give us direct financial assistance in the form of grants. They also connect us with resources in the community, whether that's through connections with other nonprofits. Volunteer recruitment help is huge as well. Yeah, the United Way has been a tremendous partner for us for years, and we have this partnership all across the country.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Ryan. Thanks for sharing with us.
You bet. Thank you.